Hey guys, welcome to another Iron Mike FIA GT Sport stream. This is the manufacturers round at Red Bull Group 3 cars. It's hard tyres only, and for this race there'll be no pit stopping. My manufacturer of course is Volkswagen, so I'm in the Group 3 Volkswagen Turbo. Can't remember exactly what the name of it is. So anyway, let's get into the race. Qualified in 6th position. This was the third race of the day. The races are starting a bit earlier now, so the first 2 races I'm at work, and so this was the third race. So off we go, lap 1 down the straight. Hoping to get my start right, which seemed fine, and next concern is turn 1 of course. Always waiting for that punt. It looks like Across just got it a bit wrong on that corner and went wide, and then Unknown cornering, living up to his name, turn 1 also got it wrong. So now I'm getting challenged by username Lindsay. I think I just push a touch wide, but username Lindsay goes off on the rumble strips, and that impedes his braking of course, so it just goes a bit deep. So luckily I've hung on to this 4th place I've now got. I'm making a break from the guys behind, so now it's a case of focus on front. Try and catch up with these 3 drivers. Now I can't remember what the second car is, but up the front there's an AGM Mercedes, and car 3, which is Aiden KB, he's an Alexis. I can't remember what the middle car was, maybe an Alpha. So hard tyres of course, and it was really a case of just try and drive as smooth as possible. Oh, there's Aiden KB. He's gone, so moving up to 3rd, and got quite a bit of catching up to do. There's someone else going a bit wide there, so could there be a penalty coming up? Yes. I've forgotten his name, but even here I thought, yeah, I'm too far away to actually catch up. Even though I may not be catching up, I'm catching up, if you know what I mean. So just getting a bit of pressure from unknown username Lindsay, who's caught up quite well. Just trying to keep it smooth as possible. It looks like the top 2 are just breaking up a bit. Now position 1, Sick Makosi, he just he's probably from a higher group, just kicks ass. Just runs away with it. Sorry for the spoiler. But myself, I'm just hanging on to position 3 at the moment. Just trying to keep it as smooth as possible. So the Volkswagen Group 3. So what can I say about it? It's pretty good on its tyres and fuel. Probably like an Alpha. It's I think it is a mid-range car, but like you see here, I honestly thought I'd be getting dive bombed there, you know, especially this corner. And then the acceleration is pretty good in getting away. I must admit, I didn't really put in a hell of a lot of practice. Probably 2 nights before, I did a practice with big Brewster Shark and had a feel for it. But that 2-day gap, because of course we had Nations the night before, I forgot about what was going on. So when I entered the race, I didn't even know how many laps it was, and I thought it was 10 laps. And then when I saw 15, I was like, oh God. So, you know, jump in a bit cold. I'm doing okay. But at a certain point, I thought I'll check my fuel. Should be coming up soon, I think, maybe around turn 2. And I realised I'm actually burning a bit too much fuel. I've just got a fuel saver touch. So this is promising. The guy in position 2, he's got another penalty. So I was really hoping he'd just continuously be getting penalties. And I get the feeling the closer I got, the more pressure he felt. So I thought maybe another 1 or 2 penalties and he's going to be in trouble. And it was probably around here I was thinking I just need to hop into his slipstream. Just try and catch up. And I can get dragged along and hopefully make a challenge for position 2. So you can see my revs, I'm just pushing it up to maybe 80-90% on the rev counter, that rev bar, which is probably just going a touch too far. See, right up near the top. See, here I'm looking and saying, right, 9.4, and we've got 10 laps. Well, this is lap 5, so we've got 11 laps to go. And I realised, oops, I've got a short shift. So here, like 5th, and putting in 7th. So all of a sudden my pressure, here's another penalty for this guy. Yeah, my driving approach was changing. See, I'm just edging closer. But at this point I thought, well, I still need to fuel save, so it will just, hopefully it will add to my smooth driving. Just taking it easy. See, now I'm starting a short shift. I think I was just overcooking it in the the first 3 laps. But unfortunately, because of this short shifting, position 2 begins to pull away a bit. But I've got a reasonable gap between me and username Lindsay. Oh, sorry, that's unknown cornering now. But over time I did see that time starting to come down a bit wide here. Screwed up a touch. Had to be careful re-entering. Didn't want to push it too hard too soon, or else I'd end up spinning it. It was all about, I guess at this point, damage control. Just hanging on to position 3. So previously I was going around turn 2 in 1st gear, and now I've just moved it up to 2nd gear. I think around here would normally be 2nd, and now I'm still on 2nd there, but we'll get in a 3rd pretty quick, I'm sure. Tell you what, lap 15 couldn't come quick enough for me. Especially when in your mind you're thinking it's 10 laps and then you find out it's 15. But so far I was pretty happy with how things were going. From position 6 up to position 3 due to driver errors from other people. Just being a bit cautious around that corner on that sausage. And again, just struggling to catch up because I'm having a short shift. Each lap I'd be just checking how much fuel I had, and I could see I was slowly regaining my fuel levels compared to laps remaining. So we're about halfway through the race now. I'm still in there with a fighting chance, but I could see unknown cornering in a Porsche, I think he is. I could see him catching up pretty fast. And there was parts of me that wanted to defend, and other parts thinking, well, what do I do when he does catch up? Now I could see my front tyres were starting to wear a bit, so I just moved my brake balance back to +1. Did start on -1. I just thought I could see my fronts just starting to wear. Now it looks like position 2 is breaking away, mainly because I've got my mind on the guy behind me. I'll put my indicator on to say pass, but he just doesn't have the momentum to catch up. I just want him to pass cleanly. And the other plan is, and I've said it before with other races, it's inevitable that he will catch up and pass. So I want it to be done cleanly, but the main point is I'm not catching position 2. So if I can let him pass, hopefully he will catch position 2, and then they'll begin to battle. But if I just defend like crazy, there's a chance that I will be pushed off, and that's not something I wanted to have happen. So for now I'm prepared to let it go. So over to the left of pull, just trying to let him pass, and then I slow down a touch there just to let him go. And then also I've got his slipstream. So viewers, if you're out there racing and you just know someone's catching up pretty hard and fast, sometimes the best move is to just let them go. First of all, and so driver 2, position 2, they've got another penalty. So letting drivers pass is obviously good driving etiquette, but if the race is long enough, it may come to the point where the shoe is on the other foot, and you'd be hoping they recognise what you did for them and they'll let you pass clean. So I'm hoping this Porsche, considering his speed, should be able to catch up to position 2. So my plan is just to hang in his slipstream and tag along. And I did feel like I had a bit of a rhythm going, so I was pretty confident in my driving line and my braking and accelerating, of course. So it looks like he's breaking away from me, so I'm losing his slipstream. That's how quick he's going. I just want to talk about something on the side here, and you viewers, something that I've noticed when I looked at the replay. Every other car was driving in automatic transmission, so they weren't using their gears, they were just driving in automatic. Every other car, which I thought was very strange. I did notice it with Dragon's Trail. About 90% of drivers were driving in automatic, and I've asked a few people about it, and I just get the feeling it might be like a bit of a glitch where people are driving in manual but it's presenting them as automatic. So anyone watching the stream, if you could maybe have a look at your own replays of this season from the beginning of March, I guess, and just see whether or not there's a lot of people in automatic, because it just seems very strange. Usually it's the opposite. You'll have maybe 5%, which is 1 out of 20. One person will be driving in an automatic transmission, everyone else is manual, whereas this is now the opposite. And so I'm wondering whether or not, when you look at your replay, the split times aren't shown. It's too much information for a replay to give, and maybe they've done that with the automatic and manual transmission display. They've just gone to just automatic. So I guess my question is, are people really driving in automatic? And if so, for what reason? Or is it a glitch and it's just presenting itself as automatic? Or is it a glitch showing that it's automatic? Alright, back to the race. So lap 11 now, still in position 4, and I've had, so I've got Nigdi in position 5, and the split time looks like it was stable. And I'm still watching closely Unknown cornering against position 2. I can't remember what his name is there. But definitely, even though he's Unknown cornering is breaking away from me, or has broken, I was really hoping that they'd catch up and then there'd be trouble. So look at both of them now have penalties. So the guy in position 2 looks like any time someone comes up close to him, he begins to panic a bit and cut corners. So I'm hoping that will play into my hands. So Sik Makosi, position 1, he's just, so what is he, he's at 13 seconds ahead. I think it's 13. He's quite far ahead. He's just dominated this race. But thanks, and there's more penalties there being paid, I think. Or there is a penalty. You just see a hint of red above position 2's name. Yep, another penalty. And we're getting nice and close to the end of the race now, so I was hoping something will come of this. It looks like Unknown cornering. Oh no, not this one. Yeah, it looks like he's catching up. Obviously with those penalties occurring. So I'll have to see what happens with position 2 when he pays this penalty. Do they swap around, or so far they're holding their positions, which is good for me. Didn't really want Unknown cornering to get past, or else he as well would probably run away. So they're pretty damn close now. And looks like position 2's penalties sort of slowed both of them up. And who's to know, Unknown Cornering's tyres may be getting pretty worn. The Volkswagen that I'm in is pretty good on tyres, so I'd be hoping that their tyres are wearing down pretty hard. But so far their performance looks like they're doing okay. Yep, and it's this corner. Unknown Cornering just pushed it a bit too hard on turn 1 and he span out. So the guy in position 2 who's been getting penalties, looks like he's quite far ahead now, but I've pretty comfortably got position 3 at the moment. 4.7 seconds ahead of that Aiden KB with 1.5 laps to go. Looks like the gap between position 2 and position 4 is pretty much equal. Although Aiden KB does look like he's catching up. But I don't think he'll have enough time to fully catch up to me. So definitely happy with the how this race has turned out so far. Just needed to keep it on track, keep it smooth. So 1.4 laps of fuel left, so I was pretty comfortable with the fuel there. I was hoping to catch up to position 2 and put him under pressure, but now it's like he's just too far away. And looking at Aiden KB behind me, he definitely is catching up. Unfortunately, he doesn't have enough laps to make a move, as long as I don't make a mistake. So I guess for now, for me, it's just push hard on the straights, just take it a little bit easier on the corners, and watching that split time. So I'm pretty happy with the performance of Volkswagen so far. The little Scirocco Group 4 and this convertible Volkswagen in Group 3. So far they've been pretty good. So here I just begin to lift a bit to let this Aiden KB catch up. He took it out at the beginning of the race, and 3rd place. I was pretty happy with that. Alright, 3rd, up 3 positions, 60 points. Slowly getting up there again, guys. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and looking forward to seeing your stream soon.